Everybody, happy Thursday and welcome to Jess Plays Birth Me Code. We are going down a way, I guess. Uh so we are gonna go ahead and continue on. Superbia, Luxuria, and Ancora emerged into the hallway. The door did not lock up yet. It would not until the timer was done counting down. At a glance, it didn't look like any of the other teams were out yet. From coming out as the last group to coming out as the first group, did we team up again for the next round? She looked a little excited at how easy this room had been. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is that we have our me cards now. She took hers out, looking at it for a brief moment. All of a sudden, Luxuria pointed at Ancora, having realized their little problem. But Cora doesn't have one yet. All she has is that key. We need to find one so we can vote at the consoles along with her. Yeah... Maybe we should split up then. Let's do that while the others are still not done with their rooms. And thus the search began anew. After convening to split up, Superbia went towards the closed doors where Luxuria went back to the larger room, and Ancora went to the corner she and Luxuria had fetched Superbia from. When Ancora walked by the second door down the hall, she heard a small click. Next, the door came open, and just as quickly, out was Invidia. Oh, hey Cora. Your group finished, huh? Yeah. Where's Trist? Oh, he's coming. He wanted to examine the room a little bit more. It's not really my stuff, so I decided to leave earlier. I got a me card, and I guess your group found two too. Right, I also got this key. He showed it to Ancora. The teeth had a strange shape in the form of a letter I. With the first one I got, now I can create an AI. AI? Yeah, an artificial intelligence. I'm kidding. It's mostly because the first one looked like an A and this one's like an I, see? He scratched his jaw a little, pensive for a moment. To be entirely serious, I don't think I could make an I, honestly. What is this pose? They're super complex, you know? They're a bit like us in design. An artificial person created by code who can think and improve on their own. Yeah, that's a little far-fetched. I don't know if we'll get there for a while. I mean, some people can still barely use the internet without taking over their phone line. And this is giving me sad thoughts about work. Stop this! More importantly, about the keys. What do you think they mean, anyway? They have letters on them, right? Whatever it is, it's not possible to solve without all the keys. But asking other people might tip me off about their knowledge of this game. Beats me. Okay, listen, this is gonna sound a little random, but... which one do you like most in the group? Huh? What do you mean? That's sudden. No, the group of keys. Which letter do you like the most? Oh, you mean that. Ancora chose after a second. She picked. Alright, so I can get I, G, or A. Alright, well, two of these are letters that are in my name. I guess we'll go with G? I like the G key more, I think. It's kind of familiar, too. Oh, really? That's a bummer. I wanted to trade for it. The A key for your G key. You know, A like Ancora? Well... alright, that's okay by me. I mean, they're just keys, we don't even know what they do, so I don't mind. Two of them traded keys together. Ancora gave her G key away to Invidia, while he gave her his A key. I thought it might be fun, that's all. We don't have a lot of time, and I guess if you got the key, then you might not have gotten a me card. Yeah, Lux and Bia got him, so we've split up to look for him now. I wouldn't count on Bia being too useful for that, but... I'll help then. I'll go search in those side classrooms. You know, all the random ones that seem to be locked. I'm sure we can access some of them. Otherwise, why not block them? They're pretty much all empty. Sure, if you want. I'll go search in this corner area then. See you later. And the two of them parted ways. And Cora resumed her trip to the other end of this hallway, and this time without any other interruptions. When she arrived there, she heard a door coming open and closing. That was most likely Tristicia leaving in the room. A few moments later again, she heard another door come open, this time in the far distance. Judging by the footsteps that followed, it looked like Avaricia and Gula both left their room. So, everyone's out then. We have to find that me card really quickly or else. And I almost forgot, but someone needs to surrender their right to live right now, too. We're quickly running out of time. And Cora's helmet read almost 3 hours. They only had, at most, 10 minutes before the hour mark would close upon them, and everyone would lose at that point in time, if nothing was done. Yet Ancora wasn't nearly so panicked. We've still got time. First, the me card. Or maybe this is a good spot to spy on some of those helmets. After she thought about it a little more, it became apparent that this choice was the right one. While thinking, Ancora had been investigating the nearby door, which unlocked thanks to her newly obtained key. Here we go. That was easy. I need to thank Vidi later. Really need to drop this habit of talking aloud to yourself there, Ancora. Pushing the door open, she entered the corner room. It was a staircase. Didn't go anywhere because the second floor was otherwise inaccessible. There was an emergency exit, but obviously it didn't open. There was no visible lock or handle. It was as if that door was nothing but a wall. There's a strange graffiti on one of the walls. No one can see it unless they walked in here. It says, Mid-Air Avionics, and nothing else. What does it even mean? It's mostly an anagram. You'd be dead now. It's weird. If it's an anagram, it doesn't match anything that makes sense. Can't make heads or tails of it. I guess it's one of those things I'll have to keep in mind. It's gonna bother me for a while, though. As soon as I get a hint as to what it really means, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm gonna solve the crud out of this one. Alright, Annie. Jeez. Well, this is as good a spot as any to spy on other people. No one's gonna stumble into here. The real question is, who's available for hacking? It was dependent on the frequencies currently displayed. It seemed as though there were 4 possible helmets to spy upon this time around. That's a jackpot! Let's see. I can hack Nvidia, Superbia, Avaricia, or Gula. I want to hack Nvidia, though. I have no idea why he was so insistent on trading the A key over the G key. Visuals came onto the screen when Nvidia's helmet was hacked. Bingo! Not even a puzzle this time. Wait. Something's wrong. Why would there not be a puzzle this time? What is this? Blank screen? But the frequencies match. What does this mean? Maybe out of hacking range. Well, one problem solved itself. Suddenly, everyone's visions were overtaken by me once again. Apologies for this abrupt call. It is very important, though. I must inform you that someone in your group has left the boundaries of the game. This is not currently allowed, so I have both good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? Rhetorical. Everyone always wants to hear the bad news first, especially if they don't relate to them, which is the case here. So, this is actually kind of true. For my job, I have to give a lot of like my people that I'm in charge of feedback. And for a while, I was always starting with the good stuff, so as to like not be negative. And then this year, I started asking people which they wanted first, and like 100% of the time, people want the bad stuff first. Like they just don't even listen to the good stuff until until you let them know what they need to improve. That way, you can all feel sorry for what happened. And then you can celebrate with the good news. The bad news is that the one who is wearing the helmet that left the boundaries has now been removed from the game. That is right, they have surrendered their right to live. The good news is, since someone has surrendered their right to live before the hour slice was over, well, now you have one more hour before a vote is required. Of course, you can always trigger the vote early. Remember that only 3 of you will not surrender their right to live, so if the survivors number above that count, you better get to work. If you had any puzzle door left to solve, however, you'll have to do the vote first anyway. No vote, no progress. I'll see you later. See you next Tuesday. And then the screens came back to normal. Anquira shuddered. Well, I know who surrendered their right to live. It's clearly NVIDIA. That's actually a little bad, because he had 2 keys and he was quite helpful. But I guess we can worry over that later. Right now, I need to hack someone, especially because tensions will be at an all-time high due to someone surrendering their right to live. I decided to hack... Alright, so these 2 are together, presumably, and you're by yourself? Let's do Superbia, I guess. Wait, what is this? There's nothing? But our helmets share the same frequency. I made absolutely sure to check. There's not much I can do about it right now. I have no idea why this is happening. Maybe there's an error in the program, or I'm just missing something vital somehow. Yeah, like trust. It should normally boot. There's not much I can do about it except pick another helmet to hack for now. Decided to hack, so is no one gonna notice that, like, we are, So is no one gonna notice that, like, we're not with everyone else? Like, no one can find us for whatever reason? Alright, so that's unceremonious, so NVIDIA's just gone. Let's do our reissue. Puzzle! It's time for a puzzle! It's all relative. Oh, I see, okay. So it's gonna be like theory of relativity. But I'm gonna have to figure it out in a different way. Because normally it would just be E equals MC squared. Unless that's all I have to do. Know what I mean? But this has this here? So what's the other part of it? Oh. Huh. Alright. 5 minus 5 equals X equals E equals MC squared. Maybe? No, that's not it. I mean, MC squared would be the same as, like, multiplying it by itself. So it could be like C times C, but there's only one C. Alright, I might actually need hints for each equivalency is its own thing. I mean, yeah. I figured. Because I'm thinking, right, like 5 minus 5 equals 0. So X is 0. Rome? Rome. The equals MC squared part is right. Rome. Alright, so I guess I have to do Roman numerals. Oh, I see. Okay. 10 minus 5 equals 5 equals E equals MC. Gotcha. Alright, that one I didn't get right away. We didn't find anything new, did we? Even though Ira's body is missing. Avaricia and Luxuria were together. The two were in the crossroads, but they weren't far from Wing A. Luxuria was looking into an adjacent area containing some lockers, though she wasn't having any success. That still gives me the creeps. Next to them was a wall that was as empty as could be. It was made of large, rectangular metallic plates with other bits and pieces of metal shut tight against them. Picture here. No matter how hard someone banged onto them, it didn't open. What a shame. Zannen. I wonder where Nvidia went. Well, no point in sticking around here. The two of them agreed and left the area to go back to Wing A. They wandered into one side for a few moments before realizing they were going back towards the classrooms they'd explored. This isn't going to be really useful. I already searched that side. What about the classrooms? They split up, looking at each door in turn until they found one that unlocked. Avaricia turned the handle and stepped inside while Luxuria waited outside. Why is she not going inside yet? Is she guarding the room? Nothing came of the strange behavior, and instead Avaricia left the room and closed the door behind her. In her hand was a me card, clutched alongside her other one. You found one! Now Cora will be fine! Maybe. It would still do well to talk with the others about, our additional hour. It's kind of hard to believe he's just gone like that. Yeah, I think I saw Bia going into the other hallway. Fine then, let's go there. Even if I don't especially feel enthused about talking to her. They left the first part of Wing A to go back to the crossroads, spying Gula and Tristitia in the distance. But not ones to leave their current goal aside, they went back to Wing A. In the second, more spacious hallway this time. Very quickly, they ran into Superbia. Oh, hey. At first, Superbia had tried to act like she didn't see them, but it became more and more impossible as the two of them closed the distance. Have you found anything so far? Superbia was clearly growing frustrated again. No, I didn't find anything, but at least with BD gone, we've got all the time in the world. I guess, but there's no point in rejoicing about it. What's the big deal, anyway? Look, I want to be nice and whatever, but it's not like it's our predicament hasn't been weighing on my mind. We're still going to die if we don't vote in the next hour or so. And honestly, the earlier we vote, the better. Do you really want to be nice, or are you just saying that? I just wanted to not be mean for those who were gone. What do they care anyway? They're gone. It's not like they're going to walk up to me and slap me. No, but I could do that. And as a teacher... As a student, nobody gives a shit. Also, as a teacher, you should probably not slap students. And here, you're the same as everyone else. That means you're expendable, according to Pandora. Expendable? Oh, you guys remember, yeah? Pandora is our leader. Or a leader, as I should say. Never seen her face. Still give me directives. Hate that. Hate it so much. Hate being told what to do. I'm my own girl. You're your own bitch, yes. None of this is any useful. What were you doing before, anyway? Looking around here for a me card? Yeah? BD told you before he croaked? He did. How awfully nice of you, but I don't think you're going to find anything here. This is a waste. Luxuria had remained quiet for a while. Avaricia was going to ask for her input, but Superbia interrupted her just as she began talking. We should split back up. Good idea for once. We can cover more ground that way. I'll see you two later. The teacher wandered off, leaving the two girls alone. What an idiot. The teacher went back towards the other classrooms, though her search ended up being unsuccessful. They already had found a me card anyway. Now she was searching for Ancora, without a doubt. Without Vidi, things are a little bit emptier. We already lost 3 people. No point in delaying it, I guess I'll have to go to the voting machine. There's also no point in sticking around here anymore. As she walked away, Superbia came into her vision again. She was going in the direction of Ancora's hiding spot. The key was still in the lock, so if she didn't act quickly, the rabbit was going to figure out this door could be opened, and then things would spiral out of control. The simplest solution was to just cut the feed for the time being. Superbia came by Ancora after the blonde girl had left the corner in which she'd previously been exploring.
Cora, we're gathering back up, I think. Did you get your me card?
Ancora wasn't ready to go do the vote just yet. Deciding to extend the time towards which it would happen, she shook her head, despite having found a me card. No, this area was as empty as before. There's gotta be more, right? I bet there are a lot of me cards we just aren't seeing because... You know how we need 39 me cards to finish this? If you calculate it like this, you get 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4. Together, they add up to 39. This accounts for 6 hours of votes.
You're right. That means we should have found 8 this time around. Our total should be 17, but the rooms only give us me cards until we reach 15.
I'd be fine with 15 since we're 6 left, but Beatty had one and now he's gone.
Well, let's gather up anyway. We can figure this shit out then.
She took the lead and Ancora followed behind. The duo made their way back through Wing A with the goal of regrouping with the others in the crossroads.
You know. Forget it.
Well, what was that all about?
I don't know. I feel strange inside. Like I'm missing something.
Maybe. The girl paused, stopping her movements near the puzzle door. Maybe you're missing Ira. You two were dating, right? And for all you keep saying, I think you needed him more than he needed you.
Nonsense! Fuck that! He needed me.
No, please stop. You're deceiving yourself. Look, just figure out what it really meant to you. Your companionship with him. Because if you don't figure that out for yourself, I think you won't get a chance to. It's now or never. Furbia remained silent and the two of them walked again. Soon they arrived at the crossroads proper. Yes, that's my idea. Please, don't feel bad for me. The group had been in a heated debate over who would be the next on the chopping block. Luxuria apparently was making known her idea for the others to vote for her. Gula was supporting her choice, but Tristitia wasn't in agreement with it. Avaricia was standing on the sidelines. As Ancoria and Superbia approached the survivors, a horse-masked boy's tone turned harsher.
You're one of the few I still trust, so it can't be you. You're also the lowest threat of the group. I refuse to vote for you because there are other better targets.
What's going on? Why does Lux want to be voted out?
She says she wants to be voted out because she's fine with it. She's trying to win cute points, and I don't agree with it. You can't be everyone's martyr, Lux.
Well, I agree with her. To be honest, I don't actually care who gets voted for next if it's not me.
Ah, the good old selfish routine. Should have expected it.
If they agree with it, then there's nothing to do about it. Indeed. My choice has already been made. Luxuria managed to gather 3 votes out of them all. Superbia, Gula, and herself together almost had majority already. All Ancoria had to do was agree with it, and they would have 4, giving them majority regardless of what the others would vote.
But first, I want to know, Ancora, did you get a me card? You should have found one by now. We need to have everyone ready for the vote as soon as possible. Yes, I know we have another hour. Shut up.
Superbia was going to talk, but Tristitia cut her off as soon as she moved, which startled her enough to shut her up before she'd even said anything.
You, of all people, should shut your mouth and let me talk. Where did that come from, you fat lard ass? I know what you've done, so if you don't want me to tell everyone else, you better shut up.
Superbia was quick to retreat into her rabbit hole. Without any more interruptions, Tristitia resumed his questioning.
So, did you get a me card yet?
Why are they even voting for Luxuria anyway? Did she have some change of heart, or was this her plan from the beginning? She can't bring herself to vote for anyone else. Avaricia stepped forward to say something against all odds. Before she talked, Ancora nodded. Sorry, Bia. I lied because I didn't feel ready to vote. Not again.
Good. We can vote now, then. I get that you don't want anyone to die again, but we're 5 minutes past the 3rd hour, and how many me cards do we have? 16 or something? And one's gone with Viti. Can't keep bickering like this. We need a plan, and we need 39 me cards, or everyone dies.
Reminding everyone of that fact, Tristitia caused a ripple of panic to spread across the group. Ancora found it a nice way to remind everyone of their current predicament.
Ah, you're right. We're gonna die.
Even bigger of a reason to begin at once.
That's why we should get the vote over with quickly.
Just vote for me.
Yeah, just, let's vote. Let's get this over with.
But am I okay with this? To have Luxuria die by the vote? No, we can't vote for Lux. Lux has been the nicest girl so far, so instead we should just vote for Bia. She's the biggest threat, and she repeatedly refuses to work with everyone else.
Stop with these baseless accusations.
They're not too baseless, though. Fortunately for the matter at hand, it seemed that Gula and Luxuria agreed with Ancora. Huh? Didn't think it would be so easy. That's what the majority wants.
Hey, wait a minute! That's not what we agreed on. What you agreed on? This little bitch told me to vote for her, and now she's saying to vote for me. That's duplicitous as fuck. I am not putting my head in front of that shotgun.
Unfortunately for Superbia, Luxuria swiped her me card before she could even realize what was going on. The rabbit girl ran after the smaller one, but she was too fast, and soon the me card was in Superbia's console. The others had followed the exchange while moving toward their consoles too, ready to jump in if Superbia didn't cooperate. Shortly after, all me cards were in, and Gula and Tristitia were pushing Superbia towards the shotgun.
You dickwads! You're fucking it up! I am not the mastermind. You're all idiots! Stupid! Shit for brain morons!
The insults kept coming as the clock ticked. Everyone took their spot as Superbia gesticulated. She slammed her vote down for someone, though it wouldn't change the ultimate outcome, as everyone else was voting for her. Is it fine? I don't know. It feels like this is a mistake somehow. Something feels extremely amiss with how easily the situation was overturned. But it wasn't like Ancora had all the time in the world either. She was the last one to vote. Okay, so if the four of them are voting for her and she's voting for somebody else, could I vote for myself? What if I do vote for Luck? What if I vote for somebody else? Like, what if I, vote for Gula randomly? So long, Bearwell. Board exposed the votes much like before. What happened was surprising. Even though everyone seemingly voted for Superbia, Ancora was the one with 5 votes. Superbia only had 1 single vote. What? Are you all... Did you all set this up? Ancora stared in bewilderment at the results. It was the final thing she would stare at. Shit, the rest of the group must have banded together. Knew this was proceeding far too easily. Then a gunshot rang out, but Ancora could only hear the first bit of it before she died and her life faded away. With this outcome, she had surrendered her right to live. Guess I should have been more vigilant. Should have tried to figure out what's going on so this didn't happen. Now that it's all over, there's no point in sticking around. Not that I can anyway. Something wonky happened to the consoles, the voting panels. Alas, it has nothing to do with me anymore. It's time to embrace eternity. And finally rest. But the box remained shut! Okay, so we've hit another dead end. Which means I'm gonna have to go back. Alright, let's take a look at the flow and see what's going on. Alright. Interesting, so there's a trust here and a trust here. So I'm assuming that I need to unlock the trust choice for, So I'm assuming I need to unlock the trust choice for, Superbia to get this. I can go back and check, Gula, I guess? There's a couple of different routes I need to try and go down. So there's this one, which I think is the one for, what's-her-face. So should I go back to the beginning and start building up trust with Superbia? I guess? Oh. So that one's free, this one is locked. Where am I? I have 66 with him. 66 with whoever is on this end. Interesting. Alright, so let's see. Let's go back. And we're gonna go to load. Need a new file. Okay, then we need to start again, and we're gonna go back through and do stuff. The new file. I guess I could just go here and autofill the choices. Oh, there's an exclamation point here. So I guess this is where I can make a different choice. Before I talk more with NVIDIA first, and before I introduce. Alright, so I'm gonna go here and do Superbia so I can get the Superbia thing. And if I go here, Ishia. I don't know which one of these I should do. So here. Get her. Her issue is automatic. Okay. I want to hack. Alright, let's go here. Alright, that's our thing. And let's go there. See if I can. Alright, so alright, let's see if I can hack Luxuria's helmet yet. Okay, so I'm finally figuring out how this works. Alright, can I hack your helmet? Okay, I guess not. Alright, let's go back here. Oh, I can't. Okay. Alright, let's go there. Let's go to flow. Go here. We have a trust. Let's introduce ourselves to Superbia first. Go here. And we can do... Want to get Justicia? I don't know, man. Alright, I guess we'll go with Ira for this. And then for this one, we're gonna talk to Lux. Go here. Ira. If I hack Lux's helmet, it can get me over here. Is that how I do this? I'm kind of confused about how this works. Okay. Like, I kinda get it? Alright, so I can't do any of this. Alright, what the? Man. Hmm. Okay. Alright, let me go back. And this is why you have like a bajillion save files. Actually, can I just erase these? Okay. So let's go here. This one. We're gonna go here and we'll be like, alright. Press 1. Furbia first. Press 2. 2. Looks like this. Press 3. Okay, so for this part, we're gonna help Sarah. Then we're gonna go... If I do this one, I can go here and choose another class. And then if I choose this one, then I don't think I can do anything. It's still locked. Alright, so let's go here. Then we're gonna go here. Okay. This is what I chose this time. What if I go with these guys? That'll take me down here. Right, okay. And this is the part where I'm like, I'm not working with Superbia. What if I agree with you? Maybe it's better to forget about it then. They're right, Lux. She looked at the smaller girl who averted her gaze. In a way, Ancora felt bad about denying her. But on the other hand, if the opportunity came again, maybe she could go back on her word. Just wasn't a good time right now, especially because 4 could outnumber 3. But after they'd vote out all 3 others, what then? How would the final death be decided? If things turn bloody, it certainly won't look good for anyone again.
Exactly. I am exceedingly grateful you could understand our tormenting dilemma.
Luxuria and Cora looked at the others. Avaricia, Tristitia, and Invidia were all nodding their heads. Gula didn't seem to truly be sharing their opinion, but all she could do was give a slight shrug toward the other two, considering she was outnumbered. I think I'm a teacher, so normally I'd talk about unity too, but I think we shouldn't make a group at this time. Okay. 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 With those group compositions in mind, Ancora went with Avaricia and Gula. I'll go with Ava and Ula. I think that's what I'd like most, and the teams can be balanced anyway, right?
If that's fine with the others.
The silence that followed betrayed the lack of objections from the entire group.
You know, this may seem a little sudden, but I've had a thought.
A thought? A sudden thought?
Yes, an epiphany. You know what an epiphany is, right? An epiphany is the specific moment when your mental prowess shines and arrives at a conclusion, or when you attain an extraordinary idea. It is, to put simply, a short moment of utter clarity.
Utter clarity.
Something like that. I'm not sure I'd say it like that, but anyway, I just had an epiphany, I think. I can't really talk about it yet, though. If I'm still alive after we come out of the rooms, I might.
Well, all of that seems a little bit random. We don't even know what it's about. Justicia changed the subject, deciding to leave that matter up to another time.
Alright then. I'll go fetch Bia. You guys can go to the rooms in the meantime. Remember, we're not exactly rich in time here, so we have to hurry a little.
As if to prove that fact, he left right afterwards. Ancora could understand his desire to waste any time. Or to not waste any time, given how more than 2 hours already went by. The next room shouldn't be too bad either. The last triad is the one I'm more worried about. For the time being, 39 minutes is ample time. I'll probably be done within a half hour. The last ones, though, maybe it would be best to take some insurance. We need 2 deaths in the next hour again, somehow, so that we have 2 hours of respite. All of those thoughts were interrupted when the team split up, leaving Avaricia and Gula alongside Ancora. 3 of them remained quiet for a few moments.
Shall we, as they say, get a move on?
Move on.
Not that I need to remind you both as Trist has eloquently put, our allotted time is substantially diminishing in these moments of inertia.
Yes, well, I was waiting for you to be ready to go.
That is quite the coincidence, as I was doing similarly. Politeness indicates that the eldest should step for the lead, after all.
Eldest? Are you calling me old? I'm not as old as I look, trust me. Ancora took the lead, understanding that time was working against them. The 2 others followed, focused on their exchange.
Perhaps you would prefer sharing your progress in our common countdown to termination?
Do you mean my age? It's awfully hard to understand what you're saying sometimes, even as a teacher. Gula snickered at that revelation, amused beyond words.
Oh, pardon me. I was not entirely certain of that fact. Now that I know, I could not help but find its notion hilarious, for this means a student has surpassed the master, has she not?
No, it means you belong on r/I am very smart. If you mean that a student is outclassing a teacher in speech patterns, yes, I would assume so. But a more flowery speech pattern doesn't necessarily make it better.
Would you care to elaborate?
What good is talking in such eloquence if no one understands you? And Cora listened to the two of them banter about the elder student's choices of wording. However, after Avaricia's question, the two of them had fallen silent. It appeared Gula was taking those words in consideration. The entire time, the group had been on the move. The room closest to the next set of doors already had occupants. That's where Invidia and Luxuria had gone. The other two rooms were to the left. Herbie and Tristitia were about to enter the one furthest away. Hey, good luck! The girl called out to the smaller group. Tristitia sent a wave, but Superbia only averted her head, and the two of them vanished inside. I'm not sure if Superbia was her usual self, or if she was ashamed of herself. Either way, let's go already. Their time's so short. After casting a glance to her fellow companions, Ancora led the way inside. She could tell the others were anticipating the discovery of what was inside the room. Was it another classroom? Short answer was no. Nice. Inside was a bar. This is also very, 999. It was a spacious one, with a comfortable couch and broken television screen. There were some books on a few shelves. Shelves behind the counter were littered with bottles of all kinds.
Oh joy. Apologies, Ancora, but you are not permitted to be here, so I shall have to demand your departure.
Hey, why? What about you, huh? You're not allowed in here either.
Myself? Your reasoning is erroneous. I am legal 18 years old, thank you.
Not in the US. Legal age would be 21.
Thankfully, we are not located within the premises of the United States of America. Not that I believe, at least, unless our subjugation is included a complete relocation as well.
The group set off in their own separate ways for the free 39 seconds they had to explore before me appeared again to tell them all about the subject of this classroom. Even though it's not really a classroom. By now, they should wizen up to the fact that their environment isn't like the school they're used to. Their school doesn't have a bar? If they can even remember the school itself yet. However, something is nagging at me, but I still can't put my finger on what exactly. Just an odd feeling. It usually means I'm on a bad route. A long, low table was positioned in front of the couch. On it was an unfinished drink, but taking it betrayed the fact it was entirely plastic. The television in front of the table was in a lamentable state. There was a door in the back, but a cursory exploration proved it was locked.
Perhaps. This door is indeed locked. Ponder what lay behind.
Beyond. Figures we might have to unlock it to solve this entire room. What a bother. Oh, bother. And then 39 seconds elapsed. On the dot, their visions were all taken by me, just as the door leading outside the room locked. Welcome to a crash course in explosives. Oh, it's a meth lab. This room's theme has to do with the bombs and the likes. Why is this important? It will become more apparent later. Your question for this room is, who set off the bombs? I love how bombs is gonna show up in, like, the lexicon later. That's right, you have to figure out who the terrorist is in your group. Because there is a terrorist. Did you see the state of the school? Awful, so very awful. The animal who destroyed part of it is no one in consideration. Wait, took no one into consideration. All they had was blinded rage. Thankfully, most of you aren't involved in that blast. For the one who is, however, they would most likely be very annoyed if this information came to light. What if they're already dead? As a specification, I'm not asking about their nickname. I want their real name. That is what you must figure out. What do you mean? You're like a virus on a porn site? Full name. First say their first name, and then their last name, because we are in the West. I'll see you later. Although that is a helpful thing to do. The entire speech was much shorter this time around, lasting only a minute or two. The group of three looked at each other from various points in the room, having been interrupted while they'd been split up. Well, I hope there will be some kind of hint about their real name here. These rooms were built fairly so far, so I don't relish the idea of finding myself at an impasse. She means fairly as in, like, equitably? Like, they're fair, but, you know, like, it's possible to beat them, but I was reading it fairly as in, like, considerably. Then again, is it really fair to do that? We've picked those nicknames. Actually, we did not so much pick those nicknames as they were forced upon us. It became so very easy to go along with it once it popped into your head. Popped? That's kind of a strange way to put it for her. Clearing her throat, Gula continued, uninterrupted. I suppose we shall do our best to uncover this mystery, then? I do want to live, so yes. Where do we start? We'll be investigating the area surrounding this beverage-clad surface. And Cora? Ooh, I'm gonna go out for drinks with my coworkers tomorrow. I'm excited. Yes? Try to remain as far as you can manage from this corner. Alcoholic beverages are not suitable for minors. You're only barely older than me, but fine. Though, if there's no alcohol, I want to be let in to investigate that place too. Very well, I shall take your plea into consideration. I'm woefully uncertain as of now, however my opinion may be differently constructed in the coming times. Have you both lost your minds? Who even has time to worry over legality and illegality here? Just search the room! I'll take the TV area. This meant that for the next 35 minutes, Ancora would have more or less free reign over which area she investigated. Don't forget to bring everything you find to the same spot so we can go over everything easily. We can't let any clue pass by before we deduce the answer. I am also in agreement with this consolidation of found treasures. Led us away towards the vastness of this proletarian establishment. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is pretty. Her vocabulary's back. Something's going on with her speech patterns, and I can't make heads or tails of it. And I wouldn't really call them treasures. Deduction time! Alright. Let not your nubile digits dirty an iota of that contained refreshments disseminated across these sacred grounds. I'll touch the bottles if I want, and you can't stop me. Cease, or there will be dire consequences. In defiance of Gula's demand, Ancora grabbed a nearby wine bottle. A long inhale escaped from the cow-themed girl's helmet, which had its sides held by the girl's hand in their state of utter horror. Sacrilegious! Heathen! Your spirit shall burn everlasting in the twisted abyss for this trespassing! Calm down, it's not even alcohol. The bottle just has water in it. At any rate, the only find in here currently worth noting is the look on the upper area of the front of the beverage's laded surface. My investigation within these premises has not reached its conclusion just yet. Pray return at a later point. Okay. So am I carrying a wine bottle now? Alright, cool. Oh. I'm gonna check it. Bequeath upon me enough time to bring my search to a satisfying conclusion. There are many bottles situated on this altar of sanctity, and each merits investigating. Fair enough. Fair enough. I like that I can recognize some of what these bottles are supposed to be. Like, there's a bottle of Jack Daniels, I see a bottle of Jaeger, I see a bottle of some kind of gin. I think it might be... what is it called? Bombay Blue? I see a, what is that, Suntory? I can't quite tell. Bottle of wine. Like, man. I see a Heineken bottle. Fuck that shit. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Alright. Anyway. This couch looks pretty damn comfortable. I'd say its comfort per level is perhaps 5. What's a comfort level got to do with anything? The comfort level is supremely important. I like Avaricia. Say, when you go to buy a couch, you want it to be really comfortable, so you test it out. Okay, so my couch is not the most comfortable, but it's like okay comfortable. I don't know how high Avaricia's scale goes, but if it goes to 10, I would give my couch like, I don't know, like a 4. It's like comfortable enough, but it's not super comfortable, and I did that on purpose because it had other things that I wanted from it, i.e. it was the right size for my room, and also because I don't want it to be too comfortable or I will sleep there. At least that's what I've been told by a man who looked like he worked in a circus. But you didn't even sit on this one. And then, after you sit on it, like this, Avaricia sat on the couch. She shifted side to side a little, clearly distraught about something. Wait a minute. This isn't a couch. She stood back up and reached for the armrest. After grabbing it, she lifted the side of the couch like it was nothing. It's fake! It's made of plastic! It just looks good. Something fell out when you lifted it. It was a piece of paper. It says, Bequivity. I guess we better put that aside. I guess unless it's... it's fine. It was added to the rest of their inventory. There's nothing else here, and this couch is fake. I wish I could sit down comfortably somewhere. You know, this couch looks really good. I'm beyond annoyed this is a fake couch. Whoa, calm down. It's just a couch. Let's search elsewhere. Listen, when you become an adult and you're a fucking shakaijin, there are a few things that bring you joy, and one of those things is comfortable sitting positions. Damn, girl. Have some... That's the door we just came in from earlier. Quite astute. I'm glad you joined our team. This comment saved us whole minutes of search. Oh, don't be like that. There's no purpose to checking the door at any rate. Let us supply ourselves with the vast loot this room contains, rather than wasting our short allotted time like this. That's me, when people want to do stupid bullshit, and I'm just, like, not- I'm tired of it. I don't have time. I don't want to waste my time on this. Okay. Just have one. Bookcase. I didn't find anything good in the bookshelves within my first room. But maybe this time it'll be different. After a few seconds, it was clear she wouldn't find anything new there. Didn't help that she couldn't reach the highest shelf either. How much longer do I have to endure this? I don't know. Talking to yourself? Oh, no, not really, sorry. There's nothing in the bookshelves. Are you sure, or are you simply too short to reach the higher ledges? I feel real called out right now. Talking to yourself and short jokes? Come on. She gave a cursory look over it, and then she grabbed something out from behind a few books. Always make sure you comb it entirely, and ask for help if you can't reach. And Cora ignored that for the most part, and instead focused on the object. It's a box with colored faces. Something real yonic about those little, like, slots. 6 faces, and they all have a lock in them. Guess we have to find 6 keys for it. That's a lot. But it seems to contain a bunch of things, too, so I think what's in there might be our key out of here. Shaking it a little, she nodded. Meanwhile, Ancora was wishing the first vote would have gotten her after that awful pun. There's one of those ornate keys in here, and a few me cards, too, judging by the noise. Either that, or other stuff. It all looks really solid, so I don't think we can break it. Sounds good to me. Guess we found what we're looking for now. 6 keys. Why the number 6 again? Number of the beast! Look, it's a book. There's one about a crook, one about a spook, one that shook the hook with the rook and the mook. What else? Hook! Yeah, I can't swear. Feeling. That looks way too high for us to be able to reach it. Think there's anything up there that we need to get? I don't think so, but even I can't reach it. Unless we use something else to get up there. After a few attempts, Avaricia managed to sort of rearrange the furniture in order to reach it. With her hand up there, she shook her head. Can't actually reach most of the fan from this angle. But maybe... She gave a strong push onto one of the blades, sending the whole thing spinning. Thunk echoed from the other side. Ow! Something collided with my cranial armor. Must have fallen off while you both were toying with the ceiling fan. Gula exposed the object to the 2 other girls by lobbing it back at them in a quiet show of fury. Avaricia caught it, showing it to Ancora momentarily. More keys? I'm already getting sick of them. Either way, that's one more we have now. Something about this fan feels far more familiar than it has any right to be. Where have I seen it before? At home? Perhaps in the school itself? No, I don't think so. Maybe it's just because it has 6 blades. Yeah, like most fans. Again, with the yonic imagery. What's this a poster of? Like a giant eye, but there's nothing written on it. It's kinda creepy, honestly. I am not any more certain than you on this one, I'm afraid. Unfortunately, and as you may have surmised, I am only seldom attend such shows. A show? So you do know more about it? I guess nothing more. I believe I may have heard of it. It is an illusionist, yet the name eludes me. I very much doubt it bears any impact on our findings within this enclosed environment. I love this. I love that we're in like a Joe Bluth situation here. It's like, it's not a magic show. It's an illusion show. And Cora watched the poster for a while. And it really was creepy. Nothing came out of it, though, except for the fact that the more she looked at it, the more she remembered something pertaining to it. It was a man, but she could hardly distinguish any features or even a name. I'm, thinking about that dude, the evil brother from We're Back, that, it feels like a Don Bluth movie, but it's not a Don Bluth movie. This is locked. This is very locked. One thing cannot be less locked or more locked than locked. Cease your infantilism. Things can be locked up, or on lockdown. And things can also be unlocked. Unfortunately, we don't have the key for this door to come unlocked. The inside of the lock is purple, too. Maybe it means something? Okay. Alright. We're stopping our infantilism. Okay. I think that's everything I can... Oh, right. Not another bin. Oh, now all of a sudden you're fucking British? Now it comes up? At least Bea isn't here this time. Ray, explain yourself. Oh, nothing. Just, she blew a fuss about having to search that. I'm not squeamish about getting my hands dirty. She gave a wave in the air as if dismissing the thought of that girl. She laboriously investigated the contents of the bin to no avail. I love how the game is constantly trying to call out Gula, and then it pulls shit like this. And there wasn't anything inside at all. Why did she get mad again? Oh, it was because of Edie, I think? It's been so long, it feels like a lifetime ago by now, even though it's really just been a few hours. It's actually been several weeks for me, so... Wait, 1 singular second. The girl lifted the bin, and underneath was a purple key. She swiped it with energy.
Aha! My unmatched sense of observation told me there might be something hitherto undiscovered aid our exploration underneath it.
Well, that's good. Gula put the key on the table, leaving it for the others to decide what to do with. What a sense of observation that was. Just picking up the key from being lucky with a guess and then delivering it to the table's inventory, not even bothering to try it anywhere at all. Marvelous, truly. Everyone in this game is such an asshole, and I kind of love it. This better be important. You remember what Bee said, right? About surrendering our right to live? Yes. I already have my idea on how it'll end after these 6 hours. We're looking for a terrorist, right? As far as we know, only Wing A and the Crossroads are still standing, meaning bombs destroyed the other wings. Prospects of being killed like that aren't too interesting, but there's a possibility of a way out if it ends up happening. What do you mean? If you hide as far as you can from it, then maybe it won't get you. How strong of an explosive it is, I wonder. I'm not actually sure how strong the blast would be. It's not like I really could test it or anything. But it's also possible Pandora saw to make sure that it would use explosives strong enough to reach across the entire school. Guess it doesn't need to reach too far either if bombs really destroyed 3 wings already. I'm also betting on the fact that Pandora found the bomb that didn't destroy Wing A. Maybe that's the one they used. Whoever the terrorist is, they didn't really do a good job at it. If it's one of us, that means we were probably young. So I guess they could have screwed up, yeah. Oh, even older peoples can screw up, trust me. One thing's for certain, though. I have nothing to do with it. I mainly teach low-grade psychology. I don't have 1 ounce of knowledge about anything related to bombs and explosions. I think we'd need a motive of some sort to pin it on anybody anyway. We'll get a name, but... the name means nothing. That's what you mean? I agree. Even if we figure out who it is, what does it matter? What is the purpose of all of this? So many questions, so little answers. Makes me feel so incompetent. Avaricia aside, clearly a fair deal annoyed by that fact. We should focus on the search, unless you have something else to say. Idea? Any ideas on how to proceed? Clearly, we have to search these rooms and comb them over. I already searched the cabinets and drawers underneath the television, but nothing. I found a remote, but it had no batteries, and the television definitely isn't in any working state. There's not even anywhere to plug it in, either. What a scam! Are you saying you wanted to watch TV here? Okay, quick story. I bought a new TV recently because my old TV was a used TV, and I got it because it had, like, a shit ton of, HDMI ports in the back, but, like, it was super dark and, like, really old and everything, so I got a new TV recently, like a brand new one, and it's so much nicer to, like, use to play video games on because I can actually see shit. And I was like, ooh, okay, let me set this up. So I'm like setting it up to get like my TV reception because I'm thinking that it's because my old, TV doesn't work and that's why it's not working. But no, it turns out that my stupid building doesn't have a fucking antenna. And that is absolutely out of control. So now I have to get like one of those indoor like, private room antenna things, which is fine. It's like $30, but still, it's $30 that I have to spend because my stupid Oya-san didn't consider that anyone here might want to watch TV, and I didn't think that it wouldn't have an antenna, because what fucking place in 2020 doesn't have a goddamn antenna for TV? Anyway, rant over. Just for a minute or two. Angora decided that this line of inquiry probably wasn't going to be proving to be very helpful. We should focus on the search, unless you have something else to say. Never mind. Out of topics right now. So are we in like Britain or like Europe somewhere, I guess? Because I should have been making everyone sound like Sophie, if that's the case. I'm sorry. I don't mean to pick on Sophie. It's just Sophie's first person I thought of. I have quite a few British coworkers as well. So I guess I could mimic one of them.
Please don't be presumptuous.
About those bomb-ass titties! Oh! You know... I'm tired. Do you know anything about those bombs?
Which bomb? The one presumably situated at the epicenter of this ruined school? I'm afraid your search is in vain with me.
Is that so?
Yes, it is so. That is what I said, and I do not believe I have stuttered.
Something feels off about her. It's like she's found something in this room but refuses to talk about it. Despite the clear indication that Gula knew more than she let on, Ancora decided to drop this line of inquiry. Gula wasn't going to talk about it on her own.
Situating ourselves in an investigating mindset is more valuable than idle chatter.
Well, what do you think we have to do here?
We clearly and definitely must figure out a name, yet I myself am at a loss as to what that could be.
However,
what is clear is how much we must search every possible nook and cranny.
I don't know how much help I could be there.
I may talk nice, but I don't know anything about this name, so...
Might be flustered because she's not found much yet. Guess that's cute? I did notice how her vocabulary drops a few notches when she panics a little.
Nonetheless, I have the utmost trust we'll figure it out soon.
So, I am not a stickler for grammar, for sure. And part of that is because I grew up with a teacher as a parent, and it was really fucking annoying that you had to constantly be, like, grammatically correct in your casual speech. But, I will say that one of my supervisors said, one of the native English-speaking supervisors, I would not be like this with a Japanese coworker, said irregardless to me the other day, and I just looked at him and was like, dude, that's not a word. Like,
Perhaps remain on the lookout for any insightful discovery pertaining to letters?
I guess if we find that kind of thing, we have to put that together.
Situating ourselves... Alright.
I was like, oh yeah. This feels normal. This feels familiar. You're right, let's get back.
At once.
Everyone loves doing the Vulcan salute, man. Telling you what. Alright, let's look at our items. We've got a blue key and a purple key, and they look really similar. Which is, you know... Really. I feel like this is, like, French or something. Some language I don't speak. And it's luck with the K burned out, so is that loose? Like, I don't know, light? Anyway, we combine these? Yes, we can't. Alright, let's open this door. Open, says me! What are you, starting a fucking card battle? You doing some Wii Cross, Ancora? Actually, the quote goes sesame. Isn't it a misheard speech kind of deal and it just says me? No, it comes from French, and sesame is a name or something like that. Doesn't matter anyway. Let's open this door and see what's beyond. With a satisfying click, the lock came undone with a perfect fit by the purple key. Alright, so last time we had steampunk principal bedroom. So what are we gonna get this time? I'm assuming it's gonna be, like, the vibe I'm getting from this bar is more like 90s, 90s hacker aesthetic. Kind of similar to, like, Paradise Killer. So let's see. Let's see if it goes with that. And Cora threw it behind her without any second thought. We need that for the box, you dumb bitch! Hey, what if we need this again? Horatio, why would one key open two locks? I don't fucking know, bitch. They're goddamn color-coded. That's silly. Come now. And we can just get it again? The group entered this new room, which was a hallway. It led to another door, this time without a lock to undo. And inside was... Oh. A warehouse. Another place with alcohol. Avaricia and Gula were already searching through the alleys, following Ancora's words. The latter of the duo was extremely interested by the boxes full of bottles. He's probably gonna sneak out a few of those bottles. Well, she's gonna be surprised when she tries drinking some of them then. How are you gonna drink through the mask? That's why this game has to be 6 hours, right? Because you have to be able to eat and drink, and you can't in the mask. They're all empty. Nice little trick. Alright, so presumably this takes us back to the other room. Let's get the fire. There's a people. There's a piece of paper alongside the fire extinguisher. I can almost see what's written on it. Ancora banged a few times on the window, try and get it to move around. Bang, bang! What in the world is this insane cacophony? Can't you simply open the extinguisher's containment area? No, it's locked. Must I accomplish everything? Gula grabbed the nearby crowbar and smashed it into the window of the fire extinguisher. Unfortunately, it soon became apparent it wasn't a real window. It was just a 3D object pushed into the wall that looked like a fire extinguisher case. Now that it was dislodged, Ancora could pull it out. This is one of the weirdest things I have ever seen. It's just a solid block of plastic and metal, and what's inside isn't even real either. Same could be said for this tool as well. It is absolutely insubstantial. Behind this block is written, in case of emergency, something. In case of emergency, something to something. I happen to be knowledgeable of French, and that sentence is mistaken on the grammatical level. Or perhaps it is simply an error in typography. Brise should be brise. I'm sorry, everyone. I did not. I studied like 2 weeks worth of French. So it's important then. Oh. She pulled out something from the rectangular hole left behind. And we have an orange key here too. Put the block back where it was, reminding herself about this buiser business. The key went with their stuff. Right, this thing said bleh, and that was the word that had the typo. I still wonder how it's going to work with this room. Of course, I already know for a fact how it all works. Can't help but talk aloud, though. Rejoice! I've unveiled the presence of a metallic lock crate here. Gula omitted the part where she'd been pointlessly examining the bottles on the ground, given that they were all empty. Or that she seemed rather sad at that fact. But the lock is golden. We haven't found a golden key yet, have we? Judging by Ancora and Gula's shared shake of their heads, it wasn't the case. They still had to find a key to open this crate, which couldn't be moved off the shelves as it was bolted down onto them. This container, much like unrequited love, shall remain out of our reach. Perhaps forever. Until we get the key, which is not like unrequited love because I don't plan to die here waiting until forever passes. Looking at more boxes, huh? Gotta double check everything to make sure we didn't forget anything. Shortly after, Ancora exclaimed in surprise when she found something between two boxes. Look, it's a green key! Knew there was something in there. So does Pandora expect us all to search every single box here? That's kind of a little much. Well, I guess we have a fair amount of time left anyway. Without too much of a fuss, Avaricia searched through the area well accompanied of Ancora, but the two of them didn't find anything else worthwhile in this stack. There's nothing else within this stack of boxes. The items are scattered around, not all in the same spot. Those sure are a lot of boxes. But what do you think they contain? I'm not sure. Normally, this is what you call a cellarage. It contains wine bottles and it's generally refrigerated due to the temperature the bottles must be kept at. But it's not any colder here. Correct, it's not any colder. I'm not exactly sure why. It also does not look like an actual wine cellarage anymore, or perhaps it was never meant to be. Well, let's open one of these boxes. Try as she might, Ancora was unable to open them. No matter which one she tried to tug open, they were all heavily sealed. Should you lift one, it is quite clear they contain glass-made containers. Wine bottles, to be precise. It does make me ponder upon the absence of a frigid temperature. While holding the box in her hands, Gula took a step back, looking down to the ground. Within the folded opening panel of this cardboard-made contraption was a metallic object. The group took it. It was a golden key. Is that a yellow key? No, it looks golden. Not exactly yellow, and now it's reminding me of that stupid BTS song, Stay Golden. Which I know because my coworker was singing it at karaoke a couple weeks ago. Maybe it can pass for one. Let's keep it in mind and search more of these boxes. Yet, nothing else turned up in this section. And Cora tried to open the boxes again, but once more it was impossible. Regardless if she tried the ones in the front, on the side, or in the far back, none of them opened. They could be opened by smashing them onto the ground and breaking their contents, but that's kind of a waste. So let's just leave them be. Let's open this. Oh, right. We have the key for this now. After fiddling with the lock a little, the box unlocked, and then it could be moved, which Gula took advantage of by taking it off the shelves. Inside were a few wine bottles, and near the bottom was a key. It was a yellow key. Contrast with the golden key was clear. And now our spoils. She uncorked one of the bottles, but it quickly became apparent that what was inside the bottle was not wine. In fact, the bottle had already been opened before. What is all this? Ancora examined it a little more closely. Seems like drugs. The trio watched in light surprise as they all realized that fact. The box was then subsequently closed and put back where it had been. I mean, wine isn't that far from drugs, is it? It's still a substance that affects your body. Perhaps, but the drugs contained in these bottles, that's a lot. Can you imagine if all the bottles here had drugs in them? Do you even know how expensive this room is? Expensive, huh? How do you know all this is worth a lot? Oh, come on, it's not rocket science. Drugs can go for a lot. It's not a secret. If every bottle here was full of drugs, then we are witnessing a stashed, hidden, illegal fortune full of nothing but gratuitous larceny. After a few seconds to take it all in, the group went back to their search. Alright, so... is that everything that's in here? Oh no, it's not. I can't reach this shelf. Very well, it shall be my task. Gula proceeded to pluck at the items on the shelf, bringing them one by one down to Ancora. In the lot were a tape measure, an empty cardboard box, a few bottles, a roll of aluminium. Nary a useful object here. I guess it was still worth it to check. Box on the shelf. Tool on the shelf. No, none of these work. What are you doing? I'm trying to come up with a pun. Maybe it's too early for a pun. Wait several years for it. Or better yet, wait infinite years. It's tool many years. I'm not tall enough to reach that on my own. We'd need something like a ladder. Or a stepladder at least. Exactly. Again with this reference. Still can't reach this, sorry. Is that everything? Did we inspect all the things? It looks like we did. Cool. I'm gonna head out here. Okay. And we open our multi-phase box. 2, 4, 6. Wait, we're carrying this? Wanna open the box? Let me open the box! Alright, what can I look at? Okay. So, have you found anything here yet?
It happens that I have.
Upon its presentation, however, you must promise to take no duplicitous action, such as wordlessly taking possession of it. I promise, then. Gula produced a key out of nowhere. It was red.
Its location was— Hey! Release my quarry this instant!
Sorry, but I have to put it with the rest of our stuff. Consider it confiscated.
I'm the older one here. Can't just do this to me like that.
Her speech definitely gets worse when she's flustered. Okay. I think, can I open it now? I have all the, there we go. After a little effort to use all of the 6 keys on the box, the group opened it. Inside of the box was a piece of paper. Unfolding it revealed a much larger diagram, containing multiple sections. I think that's related to the name we have to give? No doubt about it. Gula didn't seem all too interested by it, instead sitting on the couch, paying little attention. The 2 other girls focused to try and understand what it meant, but the more they thought, the less sense it made. Seems like this name is in 4 parts. And for the first part it says... K. Wonder why those underscores are there. Parentheses? Second part says plus common 4. I'm guessing the 2 of those together make one name since they're on the same line. As for the other ones below, I have no idea. Third part says the final one says wheel firsts. Well, let's just keep it in mind. There's other stuff in this box, and we can come back to the paper at any point. Ancora pulled out 2 me cards next. Avariccia took one while Gula snagged the other.
Hey!
Gula simply shrugged.
It is, as we say, shotgunned.
Perhaps it is karma or payback.
It does not matter. Regardless, there is a key and you are entirely free to obtain.
She was right. In the box was yet another thing. It was an old ornate key, much like the one Ancora already found before. The tooth was shaped like the letter L. Now that we have to give our answer. Excitedly, she wasn't too happy about having to do it. Normally, one would be eager to leave, but it is clear that due to the way this is set up, if you don't get it right, you die. Maybe she's just stressed because she might have to say it, being the older figure. Here I thought she loved lording her age over the rest of us. Granted, she did say she didn't want to be treated any differently before. When you get an idea, let's gather at the door and make our exit. Alright. I'm gonna have to actually think about this, because I don't automatically know. Okay. So... I'm wondering if it's... L-U-C. And then common 4, so it's the ones that it fits here. So it's Lucille. Wheel firsts. E-R... Wheel firsts. So their first name is Lucille. EQ... Boy? B-O-I-S? What the fuck is wheel first? Lucille Boy Wheel firsts. This is a typo, so obviously it's wheel firsts mean alright, it's Lucille Boy something. What the fuck is wheel first? Is it the fun? Boy fun? It's the wheel? Oh, there's a ladder. Is that what I think it is?
It is precisely one ladder, yes. A plethora of proverbial doors are now open to us.
Probably the most useful thing we could find here. Other than the answer to Me's question, at least. I'll carry it over if needed. No, I can reach this, so I'll do it.
If you insist. It is quite great aid to your height.
Ladder was added to their inventory. Kind of. Just like stubble. Group already had access to the ladder. If they needed to use it, they carry it over there. Otherwise, it'd be sort of useless time wasting back and forths. It's kind of high, but... Here, there's a ladder. A real ladder, too, not just the step ladder. Does she understand me? Reaching to the wheel after climbing the ladder, Avaricia turned it only to pull too hard. It broke. It took a few seconds for Avaricia to regain her foothold on the ladder. Ancora moved forward as if to help, but the woman dismissively waved, already coming back down with the prize. Well, I guess that's that. Now we have a wheel. Isn't that dangerous? Leaving that socket empty of the wheel? Dunno. But this wheel actually has markings on the outside. It says, Just over Linguist Ingrate. Wheel. Joli. Okay. I can't make heads or tails of what it means. Oh well. Well, let's bring it with the rest of our stuff anyway. It's clearly a hint. Still can't believe the teacher made the distinction between a ladder and a stepladder all on her own. Maybe I underestimated her. Anyway, the wheel's clearly gone now, so no point looking at it. Nothing else there. We are riding this meme into the ground. Alright, okay. So... Alright, so we have Lucille. Lucille. Okay. And then... It's, boy. Bois. Wheel firsts. So... Boy... Jolie. Okay. Alright, here we go. Seal Bojovi. So, you have an idea? There's actually no time to waste. Well, we're not at the time limit yet. We have to vote. We have a vote to do. Talks to share, and also we need to figure out how to buy some time. Ancora stepped forward, with her mind already set. The two of the others stopped all of their actions, simply stared as the shorter girl inhaled deeply, readying herself. Let me out! The terrorist is... Lucille? Lucille! Jolie. The door unlocked. Everyone released a breath they most likely didn't realize they held before. After that, a shaky laughter came from Avaricia. Well, that's not my name. I don't care about who the terrorist is either, personally. Let's just go. She was the first one out, clutching her me card. Ancora looked as she left, expecting Gula to take the steps to go too, but she'd frozen in place. Hey, Gula? The door's open, let's go. Yeah, that is, correct. Very well. Gula left without adding any other words. Is that her name, I'm assuming? Because she does speak French. Finally, the blonde girl followed behind them. A lot cleaner of an exit than last time, that's for sure. The group of 3 women emerged into the familiar hallway. Oh, we've gone from girls to become women. There's nothing new about this place, so they all waited around, thinking the other groups would come out. After a few minutes elapsed, it was clear none of that was going to happen just yet. They had escaped rather quickly, after. I propose we gather at the crossroads instead of this location, and we will do that next week, because it's already been an hour and a half. Alright everybody, hopefully this extra long episode is, will make up for the fact that I missed last week. It's gonna go up a little bit late, because I'm home a little bit later than I normally would be. So, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next week. Or, actually, I guess I'll see you probably... Well, no, I guess technically next week. On Monday, with more Paradise Killer. So okay, everybody, thank you and have a fabulous weekend, and bye!